and good afternoon. It's a pleasure again and coming to share some of our thoughts as brother was sharing that we really don't spend that quality time with ourselves. No? When we come in any event like this, we have such a fortune to meet so many people and we immediately say hello to each one, share some of our thoughts, ideas and feel that happiness by talking to each other. But throughout the day, it's a very beautiful thought which we need to ask ourselves that how many moments do I feel happy talking to myself? How many moments do I take that opportunity to be with myself? We always remove time for someone who's important for us. And whenever there's someone with us whom we really love, time is timeless. No? We really don't know. We don't keep track of time. But throughout the day, whenever we are in moments of silence, do we enjoy being with ourselves? Or as soon as there is a moment of silence, I keep searching, oh, what should I do? I'm feeling lonely. So we find that most of the time we realize that we really don't love ourselves as we are. And that's why we're not able to enjoy spending that quality time being with ourselves, talking to ourselves, loving ourselves as we are, being happy with ourselves as we are. We find that if we can ask ourselves this question, do I live for being happy? I'm trying to do everything every day, maybe talking to people, maybe going out for a movie, spending time with my friends, spending time with my family, doing so many things around, so many creative things around to be happy. But the other question is, do I live with happiness? Am I going out with my friends? Am I talking to my family? Am I spending time doing everything, being happy with happiness? Because if I am able to do everything with happiness, I create that happiness wherever I am. But if I'm just looking out for happiness every time, then we find that sometimes I find it, but it's just temporary. But how do I do everything with happiness? How do I enjoy being with myself? How do I enjoy that quality time with myself? First of all, I need to look within and recognize myself as a spiritual being with so much of beauty within. As we say that God made man in his own image. So the divine, the supreme has given us so many beautiful virtues. All of us, each one of us sitting here is so wonderful, so beautiful and so great from within. But we should have that vision to look at ourselves with that beauty, with that greatness. There's a small little story which I would like to share with you. It's a story of a dewdrop which inspired me. And this is a story, so this dewdrop can speak. And so one day this dewdrop fell on a tree, and because the sun was shining, it was morning time, it was so beautiful. It was looking like a beautiful diamond, sparkling. And then it began its journey down the tree, down the hill. And as it started exploring the environment around, it got so attracted by this beautiful color of flowers around. And some of these flowers were very beautifully pink. And so it went up to one flower. Now because it's a story, the dewdrop can speak. And so it went to the flower and said, oh, you're so beautiful. This color is so wonderful. Can you give me a little bit of your color? And so the flower said, well, surely, I'll give you my color, but I need something. So he said, well, I'll give you my freshness. And so there was an exchange. Color came in, freshness went out. And then the journey continued. There was a bark of wood, sandalwood there. It was so wonderful, the beautiful fragrance. And again, the dewdrop had that exchange. Fragrance came in and purity, freshness went out. And by the time this dewdrop reached the down journey till the end of the hill, it realized that it's lost its beauty. It's no longer that pure dewdrop. It's more like a muddy drop of water. And when it started looking at itself, it said, well, I'm not so good. I'm so heavy. I have so much waste with me. I'm not so good. And it moved along, feeling so frustrated, feeling so unhappy being itself. Until again, something very beautiful got its attention. And this was a very beautiful diamond. But coincidentally, this diamond was also sparkling on a tree. And actually, that was also a beautiful dewdrop. And this muddy drop of water started speaking to this dewdrop and said, oh, you're so beautiful. You're so wonderful. You're so shining. You're so unique. Oh, I wish I could be like you. And that dewdrop said, well, actually, you're like me. And this one said, no, I'm a muddy drop of water. I'm so dirty, I'm full of mud. And that dewdrop said, well, actually, you're wrong, you're like me. It's just in the journey of life, you've taken things which actually you didn't really need. And so you've lost your own purity, your own freshness. And because it's a story, this muddy drop of water realized, and it went back and it started giving away whatever it didn't need. And it came back into its original purity, divinity, and freshness. Well, isn't the story us? Aren't we also a very pure, very divine spark of energy, who's a child of the Supreme, who holds all the beauty which we look upon God for? He's a source of all that beauty, those virtues, those values, but we are also embodiment. We are also ones who are having those virtues within us. So it's time that we start now looking at ourselves with that vision that we are also very beautiful, each one of us. And so then I will be able to spend that little time with myself, creating those little drops of time throughout the day to spend time with myself, talking to myself, being happy with myself, enjoying being myself. As soon as I enjoy being myself, then everything becomes very easy and I will be able to do everything with that sense of joy and enthusiasm. So I stop looking about here and there for waiting for some things to happen to make me happy, to make me feel spirited, to make me feel enthusiastic. But every moment I enjoy. When I'm with people, I enjoy, but when I'm with myself also, I talk to myself. I keep encouraging myself. I keep nurturing that experience of joy within, of being myself. I keep nurturing my self-worth. Many times when we meet people and someone is not feeling so well, is not in a good mood, what happens is, a close friend, I remove some time to talk to that person. Why? Because I feel responsible to bring that person back in a happy state of mind. So even in my busy schedule, I try to message, I try to talk to that person, and I say something by which that person feels good about himself. Yes, we all do that. But aren't we responsible to keep ourselves also happy? To keep ourselves also in the best state of mind, in that state of energy and enthusiasm throughout the day? So we need to talk to ourselves, say hello to ourselves, and whenever we find that we are not feeling so good, we are feeling a little disturbed within, a little upswings are there of our mood, or maybe we are not feeling good as what's happening around us, about maybe what someone said, or maybe something which is going to happen. Every time we have that realization that I'm not feeling so good, I need to take responsibility to make myself feel better. I need to spend that little time, that little moment, talking to myself in such a way that I can strengthen myself, I can empower myself. And there we find the one support who's always available to us is the Supreme, my best friend, who's that unconditional source of love, enthusiasm, who's that unconditional source of forgiveness. So whenever I'm able to connect with him and talk to myself, then I can bring back myself in that state of joy and enthusiasm again. But being with myself is something which is so important, and being aware of what I'm feeling. So as soon as you realize that there's something which you can improve, add value, you can bring back yourself in that state of joy and enthusiasm. So now from today onwards, you can promise yourself that you'll take out those little drops of time. Take out that little time to talk to yourself, to become aware of how you're feeling. And when we think about ourselves, I am very good as I am. Yes, we are always in a journey where I can become better, where I can add value, but I am very beautiful as I am, because the Supreme has chosen me in whichever role I'm playing. So I'm very good as I am. I'm very beautiful as I am. Surely in my journey of life, I've acquired some things which are not so useful, which are not so good. But that's fine. I can take that time out with myself and sustain that beauty. Allow the waste to move away. A very inspiring story about Michelangelo. Once someone was praising him again and again, appreciating what he has done in sculpture. And he said something very simple, but very deep. He said, well, actually, I don't create anything. The beauty is in the stone. What I do is, I just remove the waste. And so meditation is a tool to do the same thing. Meditation allows us to see the beauty within. Raj Yoga allows us to see our own inner beauty, that inner peace, that inner unconditional love which we have for everyone. And as soon as I'm able to see that inner beauty within, then removing the waste becomes so easy. As soon as I'm able to bring that light within, then darkness moves away so easily. So we need to spend a little time, yes? So become good friends with ourselves, because as we see, we spend time with only those people whom we really love, no? We'll give priority to them. So somewhere we'll remove and create that time. So if I say that, no, I'm so busy, there's so many other things, it's so difficult, I understand this, but I really can't remove time. It's like saying to myself that I don't like spending time with myself. It's like saying that I don't like my company. It's like not being good friends with myself. So from now on, I have to be my own good friend. I have to spend that little time with myself and learn this little tool of being able to enjoy and seeing my own virtues and qualities, seeing that best within me. Then automatically we find that when we connect with the source of wisdom, the source of unconditional love and forgiveness, the Supreme helps us to remove that waste. That's fine, that's very easy. You bring light, darkness will automatically go away. It's not difficult at all. But bringing light, allowing myself to see myself with that light of love, of happiness is so important. And as soon as I enjoy being with myself and enjoy being myself, what happens? I enjoy doing everything. So from now on, it's that I will not only live my life for happiness, but I will live my life with happiness. Spend every time, every moment enjoying. Some of those moments in our life will be very challenging, will be very stressful. And yet in those moments, what I have to do is to be able to see what good, what values, what capabilities is this challenging situation strengthening in myself. What is that inner strength which I am gathering because of the situation? Because we know that every difficult situation is strengthening me from within. So we find that as soon as I see it with this perspective, I'm able to be happy, I'm able to be open to every situation. But surely there are times when these aspects, whatever this understanding is, it doesn't emerge. I don't feel that sense of strength from within. That's a time when I need to spend that little moment to talk to the divine, to talk to the Supreme, to gather the strength, to recharge myself.